Hello, everybody. Welcome to the OCRP iRacing Cup Series tonight at Worldwide Technology Raceway, known as Gateway, around these parts in St. Louis, Missouri. But it's not in St. Louis, Missouri. It's actually in Madison, Illinois, here tonight for the St. Louis Shakedown 150. So we have a lot of racing in store for you. This track produces some amazing racing out of turns 1 and 2. We'll probably see any trouble that drivers have in 1 and 2, and exit of 3 and 4, as the track itself is an egg shape with tighter turns in 1 and 2, and then wider turns in 3 and 4. Once again, I am joined by Mr. Tony Wilson, one of the admins here at the OCRP iRacing League, and he is also going to be taking care of race control behind the scenes during the broadcast as well. So, Tony, how you doing tonight? Ready for some racing at Worldwide Technology Raceway?
I'm doing great tonight. Thanks for having me back. Looking forward to doing the broadcast again, and looking forward to a pretty good race.
Got some cars already out there on the track making their way around. It is qualifying right now, and currently waiting for some times to get in there. Look at that. We got Brandon Buggs in third now, getting knocked off. And there is Sargent. And all we can say about Sargent is, man, he was bad fast in practice, and he is showing his speed right now. There he is coming off a turn 2, a little loose there. See if we get more out of it there. And now Brandon Buggs dropping down the list there. Graham out there for his second run. We'll see if he can do anything here to get more speed out of the car.
Yeah, we saw Sargent at the top of the leaderboard for most of practice until Leonard Fodorero came along and knocked him off there at the last few minutes.
Yeah, and look at Leo Fodorero right there. I'm actually surprised to not see the 77 up there yet. The winner of the truck race on Monday was Kyle Carpenter, and he had some speed. Here he is right now. Let's see if he can get it done here. Kyle Carpenter dominated the truck race on Monday, and looking to see some speed here. I saw some speed in practice, Tony. He seemed like he was looking pretty good there. But we'll see if he has anything for Sargent, because Sargent's been bad fast.
Yeah, that 77 is kind of my dark horse pick. He doesn't show up to a lot of the races, but man, he is good. And when we have community nights and we run races with him, he is crazy fast.
He's got that Camaro Trans Am there, the Smokey and the Bandit car. And that's going to put him 4th fastest on the board right now in P4. And have a look at Jason Lance, another one that always seems to show up and get speed in his car. Let's see if we can do anything else here to try to get more than 3rd out of it. Remember, we have 5 minutes for qualifying and 5 minutes. Okay, he was all finished there in that 86 IC Chevy Camaro. But the last 5 minutes will be the driver's meeting. That'll be done by yours truly. There.
Good to see Lance up there near the front in qualifying. He had a little bit of issues on Monday night and had to start a little further back than he wanted to in the truck race. So I think that's going to work out well for him tonight.
There you have it right there. Sargent on the pole as of right now. Gould out of nowhere. I had some great racing with him on Monday for the truck race. If you guys haven't checked out the truck races on Monday nights, you're missing out on quite a bit there. I run in it as well, and that is on West the Mess 88's channel on Twitch. So twitch.tv/West the Mess 88. Have a look at the weather right now, not the sidebar ticker. Winds east at 3 miles per hour. Now, the air temperature outside, 81 degrees, but look at that track temperature, 125. This thing's going to be hot. It's going to be slick, and it's going to be rough for drivers getting out of turn 2.
Yeah, already quite a bit hotter than we had Monday for the truck race, so it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are going to adjust to that, if they've still got some of that muscle memory from Monday left over.
And let's hope they do, because I can tell you as a driver that was out there on the track at this particular place. I have such a, this is my home track of St. Louis, Missouri, Madison, Illinois, right across the river there. You can actually see downtown St. Louis from the track. And I was there recently for the real race that happened there with the NASCAR Next Gen. And man, what a performance this car does put on the track. So we'll see how realistic it is compared to what we just saw in real life to what we're going to see here on the track. And I think that a lot of these guys are going to be frustrated early on with, the common complaint with this car so far, Tony, has been, where are the brakes?
Yeah, that's always the complaint. Where are the brakes? Where are the brakes? And a lot of these guys are going to have completely different braking distances. These are going into turn 1 and into turn 3. This place, you really, really stomp on those brakes, and you're going to see some guys get caught out by a guy in front of them that's going to stop a lot earlier. So, when you get some of the faster guys toward the back having to work their way back to the front, that's going to really become an issue.
Well, you are joining us right now for the St. Louis Shakedown 150 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, again in Madison, Illinois.
All right, guys. Welcome to Gateway.
And I need to turn that off. But you can listen in.
Oh, you're listening into the meeting? Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. It's mine. I haven't turned off the voice chat. So go ahead.
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay, sorry about that. So, welcome to Gateway. Just like Monday night, it's going to be tough to get off of turn 2, and it's going to be tough to get into the corners because we're braking so hard. So, keep an eye out for each other. Keep in mind the Geico restart zone. It's easy to see. The first start's going to be on the green flag. Every start after that is on the leader within that restart zone. Keep to the right on pit road. Be careful under caution. Be nice. Have fun. Good luck, everybody.
There you go. That was the end of the drivers' meeting there. I forgot to shut off my voice chat from Monday. There you go. So we heard Tony talking to the drivers right there, and you heard what a drivers' meeting actually entails right before we get started. A big one being that Geico restart zone, a new thing in iRacing. We saw it at Auto Club, and what an incredible race that was. But where that is also going to be a thing here, and there it is right there on the screen. You can see Geico right down the middle of your screen right there on the right-hand side. And that'll be the restart zone tonight. And we also have to watch that pit road, the access road to get to pit road. You actually have to enter the pits off of turn 3 and follow that all the way around. And you cannot pass the pace car while doing so. So we're waiting for everybody to get situated here so we can start gridding up and go. Green flag racing here at Gateway. I know I'm ready for it. I know you guys are. Let's hear it in the Twitch chat for those of you that are watching live right now. Who is your pick to win tonight? I gotta say, that 77's fast, but man, it is Nick Sargent's. He was the fastest in practice, and he's got the pole right now. So Nick Sargent, definitely keep an eye on him. We appreciate all the love and support you guys show in the Twitch chat and also to the channel. Even though it's not an interactive chat during these races, greatly appreciated. Okay, we're going to go ahead and change everything over to a lap counter. 120 laps around this place as people are already starting to grid, and we're going to see where they're at. They're going to be on the front stretch, it looks like right now. So there you go. Waiting for our leader to jump on there. There he is, Nick Sargent. All right, Tony. Once we get this thing moving a little bit here, we're gonna go through driver the starting grid. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, sweet. We're gonna start on the pole. There he is, Nick Sargent, showing up with some speed. On the outside of him is going to be that 14 of Nick Gould.
Row number 2, we got Jason Lance in the Icy Machine, and the Skull Bandit himself out there on the outside, Kyle Carpenter.
Row number 3 got Leo Leonard Fodorero out there in the 67. And on the outside of him, Isaiah Stevens in the 44, showing some speed again after a great run on Monday.
Row number 4, we got Kyle Cleveland onto his outside. What we used to call Steiner the 59er, we got Ryan Steinhoff in the 74.
Row number 5, there he is, Brandon Buggs in that 81 car, that Mountain Dew machine. And then we got Charles Gray on the outside of him in the 87. See, I said machine there. I had a little bit of Joe Cortez in me on that one.
All right, row 6, my pick for tonight. Robert Bearder in the number 4, and at his outside, the perennial favorite, the 88, Wes Graham.
Row number 7, Austin Johnston in that 21 car, and then we have Donald Underwood in the 01.
Row 8, we've got James Hilton on the outside. On his outside, we've got Alexander Reno in that Kansas City Southern lines.
And row number 9, Tyler Schultz in the 94 car, and Mason Pepper.
Row 10, Jeff Spells on the inside. To his outside, the 70 of Rick Evans.
And row number 11, Joe Ogle in the 55 car, and Clayton Cyrus in the 05.
Row 12, got Zachary Guzman in the 26, and nobody next to him.
There you go. That's your starting lineup here. Cars are moving. They're headed down into turn 1 right now. Lights are off on the pace car. We will be green flag racing next time by. And we're going to see how everything shakes out here. The name of the game at this track is going to be patience, patience, patience. It means a lot, especially down into turn 1 right out of the gate. We've seen things get a little ugly a little too soon there. Got some guys already cleaning their cars. So people ask all the time, why are they weaving back and forth? Do they have to do that in iRacing versus the real life? Why do they do it? Are they warming their tires up? I mean, yeah, it minimally will put some heat into the tires, but it's really cleaning those tires off of any debris that's on the track. And iRacing has dynamic tracks, so we have marbles, which are big hunks of rubber that go flying off the tires during the run, and they are on the upper groove. So if you get those right side tires in there, you want to weave it back and forth to clean them off, as they call it there. So it's not warming the tires as much as cleaning those tires up, getting as much grip as they can. And Tony, they're headed down here to the Geico restart zone for the start of this race.
That's right. Sergeant leads them off, waiting for the green flag. Here we go.
No checking up, no checking
pace
up.
car
And they're away.
makes that hard left there, and it's kind of different. Down into turn 1, Sargent leading them. Whoa, 3 wide. We got Carpenter, or sorry, the 11 of Kyle Cleveland already. All sorts of sideways there. That had to be real scary.
Way quicker than he was ready for.
Oh, yeah. And almost a 3 wide situation happening right here with Brandon Buggs, the 11 car of Cleveland. And then there's Steinhoff of the 74 on the outside. Oh, and the 11 car misses the corner a little bit there.
Speaking of that 81 car, he had a little bit of an issue. He
Forgot to turn the car on at the grid, so when the field took off, he was just kind of sat there all alone.
You want to see how crazy it is to be on this track in this car combo right here? You're riding on board with Buggs on the visor cam. And really good corner entry right there, giving plenty of room to that 87 of Charles Gray. A little loose off of turn number 2 there, but it is no problem.
You're going to see that get worse and worse as the night goes on. Those guys coming off of turn 2, you're going to see at least 1 or 2 cars make the hard left into the grass there tonight.
Right now, watching the 88, that's Wes Graham. He is moving quickly towards the front. Oh, and we got a caution. We got a caution. Not sure who was all involved there. Might have been.
Don't see any cars stopped on the track. It's back there around Joel Brown's area there. Probably about 20th.
Yeah. All right. We're going to find out what's going on there with that. Let's back it up for you guys so we can see what just happened, what transpired. And yep, there it is right there. Looks like they got it figured out really quick here. But hard racing. There's a 26, dives it into turn, missed the braking zone, it looked like there, into turn number 3. The 43 hits the brakes there. Yeah, he just got
Innocent victim
in that one, unfortunately, and he's going to go for a little bit of a ride right here. There's a 70 locking him up and goes into Ben Tuttle and that beautiful Southwest Airlines Chevy Camaro. Yeah, nowhere to go there. That's going to be damage to the 16, and we're already under caution here at Gateway. And, you know, on Monday, it was pretty surprising how many cautions that we actually had, which was very, very few. It was like a 3 total, I think.
Right. Surprisingly, the 43 of Joel Brown's going to be able to stay out. Doesn't even have enough damage to go down pit road after being hit twice.
And that just tells you how resilient these cars are when it comes down to damage. Like, you can really bounce off each other. And with the iRacing update that recently came out, well, now it's much more realistic. You know, panels crush in and they fly off in a more realistic manner. But it just tells you just how much these cars can beat and bang with each other.
Yeah, you know, one of the older generation of cars, that first impact and then that rear impact would have jacked the spoiler up, and he would have been in a lot of trouble. So pretty interesting to see he's able to just stay out like that.
Right now, Nick Sargent, the man to beat, he had nothing but speed the start of that race. It was pretty crazy right out of the gate, and I figured it was going to be down at turn 1. We were watching right around that 11 car of Kyle Cleveland. He started off strong there in his 7th position, right now in 12th. He lost quite a few positions once he got down into the grass on turn 1. I think it's just a matter of people missing their braking zone.
Yeah, it's just being a little too close to that guy in front and not knowing really where he's going to hit the brakes. Everybody's got a different stopping point, and those 2 guys just weren't compatible on that lap.
The lights are off on the pace car once again. We will be green flag racing next time by. So everybody's going to go back to 2x2 formation here. And we will now give, it's a little bit different with the start of the race versus the restarts on the Geico restart zone. And Tony, maybe you can fill us in about that.
Yeah, on our initial start with this restart zone, iRacing throws the green flag. The drivers have to wait for the iRacing flagman to throw that green flag. He'll throw it at some random point during that restart zone. Any other start after that in the race, any restarts, the leader determines when the flag comes out. So as soon as they're in that restart zone, the leader can just floor it and go, and the iRacing flagman will throw the flag, and we're back to racing.
And that's exactly what we're going to watch the 48 do. And it's so hard when you're that car on the outside, like the 14 of Gould there, to keep an eye on that 48 enough to anticipate when he's going to go in that restart zone. So we'll see how this shakes out. Pace car down and away. And we're going to be back to green flag racing here shortly with Sargent. The control car leads him off of turn 4, 2x2 all behind him. Green flag in the air once again.
Got a little bit of an accordion at the back of the pack here, but looks like everybody's going to make it through clean. See what happens when we get to turn 1.
Gould charging hard there, right behind him, and we're watching back here by Kyle Carpenter. Kyle Carpenter on the move. We talked about getting that win on Monday. Started 4th, and he's in 4th right now. But he was showing a lot of speed in turns 1 and 2 there. Was keeping an eye on that and watching right around here. A lot of racing around Ryan Steinhoff and the 87 of Charles Gray. You're riding on board with Steinhoff.
Yep, position 6 through 14 are all up for grabs right now.
And there goes Bugs to the inside. They make contact. 3 wide, and the 74 keeps it going straight, and there he goes around. And that's probably going to cause a caution. There he goes to 89 involved.
Caution's out. The 15 is just rolling around here. No debris or anything.
Lots of damage in the back. The 43, they're still wrecking behind him. And we are going to back that up. It looked like the 81 maybe got into the brakes a little too late.
That's definitely what it sounds like on the radio. Just got a little too hard on the brakes and locked him up.
He went for that position there. That's a 3 wide kind of deal there. And actually, Steinhoff comes down to block almost, it looks like. They make contact initially right there. And that sends the 74 sideways. He did a great job of saving that car. The 74 did.
Robert Bearder in the 4 car did a good job avoiding that as well.
Yeah, and he also had it gathered right back up, but lost it again right there. Grabs a little bit of grass, and then that's all she wrote. Right up into the 89 of Hilton. Nowhere for Hilton to go there, unfortunately. And then it just stacks up behind him. The 13 splitting the difference. The 22 gets contact with the 89. The 94 gets through that one, no problem. And then they wreck just kind of right in front of him there. Not sure what happened with that, but if you look here around the 94, it looked like that was where the second crash happened, right? The 89 and the 7 make contact of Mason Pepper. Contact. Yep, right there. And then everybody starts hitting each other a few times there. So, unfortunate thing happening there.
Joel Brown caught up again.
Let's ride on board with the 81 on this one on his visor cam. Looks like a lot of guys just going for that same real estate. You see how loose those cars are. That's all it took. We're back under caution now. And that is going to now, well, Sargent's still leading, but Fodderero there, Gould, Carpenter, Lance, Stevens, Gray, Brandon Bugs. Then you got Evan, Steinhoff, Orndorff, and Mason. Oh, sorry. That was the guys that were in the back there that were popping up there. So, interesting one there for sure. The 81 made the dive bomb, which he apologized for, like you said. You heard him say that over the radio. But I saw that 74 come down like he was going to try to block him from doing it. But honestly, I don't think it was a block. I think that's everybody trying to apex the corner together, and there just wasn't enough room down there.
When you're in the braking zone, once you've committed to a line, it's really difficult to change that without upsetting the car. So you kind of, if you're committed to that line, you kind of have to go for it. And the guy behind has to understand he's not there yet, and he has to back out. So you got to have some give and take with the drivers around you to make sure everybody can get through that corner safely.
Well, now we're going to re-rack them up. Lights are off on the pace car again. And we'll try it. We'll try it again. It seems like a lot of guys know, and that's the thing. On Monday, it mattered a lot in the truck race. That is track position. And they know they need that track position. They're trying to get everything they can out of these restarts.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys. If I'm looking at the starting positions versus the current running positions, a lot of guys are where they are or within 1 or 2 positions of where they started. So there's been a lot of activity and a lot of movement, but not a lot of losses or gains yet.
Well, we've only got 10 laps on the board here of 120 around this track, which is a 1.25 mile track here. And that track temperature, 125 degrees. That is hot. So these guys dealing with that as well.
Monday, we saw the track temperature dropping throughout the race. We had lots of cloud cover that kept moving in. So I wonder if we'll see that here today or if we're going to get lots of nice sunshine.
It's possible. Anything's possible. So here they come off of turn number 4, 2x2 into the Geico restart zone. That's going to be Sargent leading them out. Green flag in the air.
A little bit of a messy start, but everybody made it through there. There's a lot of brake checking going on there.
I was watching that 86 of Lance, and he did a good job at kind of anticipating when that was going to happen, and they made it work there. Watching the 87 of Brandon, or so the 81 of Brandon Buggs and the 87 of Charles Gray there fighting it out still. And then back up front, here's Nick Sargent, but he is got the 67 right on his bumper, riding along with Sargent.
67 is the kind of guy that'll ride along behind you for most of the race, and then as soon as you show any weakness, he'll pounce.
And that's what you want to do. And so riding on with Sargent here, you see down into 4th gear. Not into 3rd gear yet. We saw some guys doing 3rd gear. And he makes contact with the wall. And that's going to give up a little bit to the 67 here. They're going to try to make that happen down in turn 3.
We're going to see if the Gould car can make it through as well. Yeah, he's going to fall all the way to 3rd with that mistake.
And I'm watching back here. That is right around West Graham back there. A whole bunch of cars fighting for position here around the 10th spot. And down into turn 1, let's see if they can figure it out. Isaiah Stevens blew the corner a little bit there, goes up the track. And he's going to get that position up
as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching right here. Here's Bearder and the 13 of Jeffrey Spells. Good battle happening right there. And I got to say, you got to keep an eye on this guy right here, the 14 of Nick Gould. Started 2nd. He's in 2nd right now. That guy knows how to wheel this car around this track.
He definitely took advantage of the mistake of Sargent, and he'll sit there and he'll wait. He'll, just like Fodorero, he'll ride in those tire tracks and wait for a mistake from the leader and then pounce.
We're on board with Carpenter here, and you can see he's just setting up this 48 for, well, I thought he was going to charge it a little harder than he did there, but he's, I think these guys are starting to take it easy a little bit here, at least since, we had some cautions there early on, and they want to shake that off.
We've pretty much gone single file back throughout the entire field, so hopefully now we can settle in and tick off some green laps and, get toward the end here when the real action kicks off.
And that's Tyler Schultz there. To the inside, makes a little bit of contact with the 55 there of Joe Ogle.
Oh, we've got trouble in the backstretch.
Yep, that's the 87 around.
Caution's out, caution is out.
And I think the 88 might have had a little bit of that too. I saw him in the red, but we're going to find out here. Unfortunate for Charles Gray. Oh, man. You get that car going? Really unfortunate for Charles here. Started 10th.
Looks like he's got a tire down or he's got some suspension damage because he is stuck in the grass spinning those tires.
That is really unfortunate. And there comes the pace car, so he's going to go down a lap here. And this is what we've seen in the real world with this next-gen car, and we're seeing it happen here. Once you have a tire down and you get out there in the grass, it's hard to get out.
And that's something we haven't seen in the past. That's something with the new damage model that they added in. You saw that in some of the real-life Cup races. These guys would blow tires and end up high-centered because they're running such low-profile tires and low pressures. So it's interesting to see that in the sim now. Yeah,
if you see it right there, it looks like that right rear toe is absolutely broken. That toe link's broken. That's why he can't move. Yep, and there he goes. Really unfortunate for him on that one. Yeah, we're gonna back that up and we'll find out what happened. But we were just keeping an eye on him. We were all rooting for him to get out of that mess there, but we're going to see how it all went down. So out of turn number 2, that's where we seen this happen right here. Car's loose. You try to save it, and he smacks the outside wall.
No damage to the right front. There it goes.
Yep, right there. And then the 88 right there.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Try to avoid that crash. Got into the 87. That's what broke the... Oh, no, here it is. Here's the impact here that broke the right rear. And the reason why he couldn't get out of that grass. Right there's where it broke. Really unfortunate there for Charles Gray. Had a great run going for him. And he's on pit road right now. Out of all of that mess, well, Nick Sargent's down to 3rd. Nick Gould in 2nd. And now Leo Foderero's in the lead. I'm not sure what happened there. We were keeping an eye on all the other racing going on, and they kind of all sorted it out.
Yep, just an unfortunate situation. Nobody's fault there. Just got loose off of 2, as the cars like to do, and Wes had nowhere to go on that one.
Wes in 10th right now, and it doesn't look like he has a whole lot of damage there on that car.
The drivers are talking back and forth. Hey, check my right front, check my left rear. A lot of guys talking to each other, trying to assess the damage to see if they need to come down to pit road or not.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye there on the 88. He doesn't look like he has any damage. Even though that was it looked like it was a hit, a harder hit than it actually was. I'm keeping an eye here, and I don't really see a whole lot. Oh, it's caved in a little bit.
He's a little scuffed.
Right on the nose, you can see it caved in. That's probably what they're worried about.
Behind the car in front and have no problem at all.
Well, it's been very eventful. It's a matter of these guys fighting this car and turn 2.
Turn 2's the issue right now, but I think when we get further into this tire run, you're going to see turn 1 become the issue. Guys are going to overshoot the braking, or they're just going to miss the braking completely. And you're going to see a lot of guys collected down there in the outside wall between 1 and 2.
Such a big track to get around here under caution, but we'll be getting back to 2x2 next time by, which will give us 1 to go. After that incident that happened off of turn 2, Charles Gray spinning off of 2, and then the 88 of Wes Graham collecting him. Unfortunate for them. We'll see how it works on this restart. If there's going to be any damage to the car, you'll definitely feel it then.
Right. With 3 fast repairs, I'm going to assume Charles didn't have the little fast repair box checked before he towed, so now he's stuck taking the repairs.
Wow. That is really unfortunate. Yeah, he's 2 laps down. Going to go down another one here. And the only other car that's down a lap right now going for the lucky dog will be the 43 of Joel Brown.
He's been collected in all of the activities so far.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Charles Gray is down and moving down pit road again. Going to rejoin, like you said, 2 laps down now.
That's just crazy. I've been in that position before where you don't have that checked, and it's not a position you want to be in, that's for certain.
Yeah, the panic sets in when you're stopped on the track and the field's coming around and you need to get moving. You need to figure out, okay, what do I have turned on? What do I have turned off? Who's coming? Where am I at? There's a lot to think about, and it's easy to get distracted and miss some of those details.
Lights are off on the base car. We're going to restart on lap 20. That'll be 100 to go when they hit the line here on this restart. And the 67 is the control car with Gould on the outside, and that is the 48 of Sargent that's been leading all day long in 3rd now after that whole thing went down. And here they come to the Geico restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air.
We're already 3 wide.
It's usually how it goes there, watching these guys sort it all out, especially right around Jason Lance and Kyle Cleveland. Everybody getting off of turn 2. Okay. Jason Lance to the bottom, trying to take everything he can here from the 11 car. And Isaiah Stevens shooting up the track a little bit right there, watching Mason Pepper up here. That's 3 wide. You got Rick Evans up high.
Nick Sargent continues to fall back. He's in 4th now and getting a lot of pressure from Bugs from behind.
Riding on board with the 81 here. And you can just see how they have to shift. He's down to 3rd gear here. We saw them running 4th gear earlier. And now They're using third to get as much speed out of the car as they possibly can, and we'll see how they set up for turn number 3. Look at the speed right here at 163 miles an hour into turn number 3. And 3 and 4 are so much wider than the other. And you know, on Monday when I raced with Bugs, he said this is his favorite set of corners. He loves 3 and 4. 1 and 2, not so much.
I think a lot of drivers would say that about this track. 1 and 2, not so much.
Have a look at Wes Graham up to 6th right now. He got around, no problem. And keeping an eye on that 44 there of Isaiah Stevens, having a real heck of a time with the car to try to get it off the corner without being too loose. He's been overdriving the corner into turn 1 and shooting up the track.
And that top 5 was starting to break away, and now the top 2 are starting to run away from that front pack. Wes Graham in 6 is trying to close in there, trying to catch up with Bugs and get to that front pack, see if he can't break away as well.
And the caution comes out. Looks like it's going to be Guzman. Indeed, a lot of damage on that car.
Yeah, that right front does not look happy.
We'll find out what happened here to the 26, but I have a feeling it was what we've seen all day long. Yep. Looks like he might have made some contact with the 01. 01 shoots up the track into the 26. It looks like the 26 was just holding his line there. Got collected in that one, unfortunately. And he just kind of he tried to save it right there. And in that position, you almost want to turn it left and lock it down there, Tony, because when you try to save it like that, this happens right here. It wants to go straight into the wall. And this is bad because, you know, that's with the new damage model right there. Look at that impact.
Just stuck to the wall.
Yeah, the whole back end came off the ground. That whole right front came apart. You can't drive that thing back to pit road very well.
We saw it in practice on Monday. The inside wall off of turn 4 tends to be a little sticky. We saw a couple of drivers lose it off of 4, slide down, hit that inside wall, and get stuck to the wall, launched over the pit wall and into the pit road. So you do not want to do that during the race. You're going to lose at least 1 lap that way.
Well, he will come down pit road to get service to that car, and he does have fast repairs, 2 of those available to him, so he can use that and get back on the track without any incident. Now I'm watching right here, that 77 Kyle Carpenter. We talked about that win on Monday. Started 4th, been up to 3rd, hanging in 3rd, looking really good there. I saw some moves he was trying to pull there on the 14 as he was starting to actually charge back up towards the front of those cars that were breaking away. Definitely still one to keep an eye on right there is that 77.
Got a little bit of confusion on the radio about who's a lap down and who's 2 laps down.
Well, that's the fun part about being race control. You have to hear everybody get upset about how iRacing is going to put everybody on the next restart. And those are based off of, those are not scoring loops. Those are off of actual moments on the track, correct? Let Tony talk to the drivers doing what he has to do as race control there. And Favignano out front right now, 25 laps into this, 95 to go. And we'll see what we can do here on this next restart. If we can try to keep that yellow flag from flying once again. We start to get those green flag runs on Monday in the truck race. We saw a lot of green flag racing. Not so much here tonight.
I think it's going to take a little bit more attrition to get to some of the green flag laps, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. No, I have to agree with you there. Wes Graham in 6th.
Really like
started
this
12th.
shot.
And he's come up 6 spots since the start of the race. And I am going to keep an eye on him because, man, in practice, he was fast.
Yeah, it looks like he has moved the most so far of the guys that are in the top 10 anyway.
But right now, it's been the Leo show out front, and that's nothing new at all.
Not at all. The entire top 5 is nothing new this week.
And there's that safety pace car. The official pace car of iRacing there about to turn their lights off and will be green flag racing next time. Buys are going to go 2x2. Nick Gould to the outside of the 67 for the restart. And we will keep an eye on these guys right here because they've been putting on one heck of a show when it comes to these restarts. Anything but boring.
Yeah, and these guys up front, they don't make mistakes. they can do this lap after lap after lap. It makes for great racing. I just don't know how they do it.
And watching back there, that's the 94 of Schultz. And have a look at this right now as it stands. That is going to be Jeffrey Spells in 10th right there.
He's up 9 spots from where he started.
Yeah. I noticed him up there climbing into the picture just a little bit there and starting 19th. He's in 10th. That's a good run. That's hard to do on a track like this because that's been a huge complaint about some of these guys is it's hard to pass here. And it is. Pace car's down and away. And the 67 of Leonard Fodorero will be the control car here for the restart as they head into the guide car restart zone. Green flag in the air once again. A great start by the 67.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
Wow. And a big one, too. Ben Tuttle involved. Really unfortunate.
16 car checked up in front of the 01. The 01 shot to the inside and then realized he was going to get a black flag for passing on the inside, hit the brakes, and looped it in front of the cars that were behind him.
Let's see what happened here. As you said, there it is right there. The 01 stepping out of line here on this restart. Here he comes. So the 16 misses it. He jumps to the inside. They go 3 wide here. And, yep, just gassed it up right across the nose of Tuttle. Nowhere to go. Oh, the 05 barely getting through that one. And everybody else from there is just kind of getting run over. Nothing you can really do once that happens. Unfortunate for Aaron Beaver as well. So we'll keep an eye right here on the 05. We got to watch the back of Cyrus's. This was crazy. So here they start. Look at that right across the back. We'll slow that down for you so you can see it again. But look at this. You see the smoke, right? Look how close that is. He almost got him, but not quite enough. Craziness. So good on Cyrus in that ski Toyota. Back up front.
For Tuttle in the 16 there. He had nothing to do with that. Just an innocent bystander.
Yep. And that was a matter of, I don't think it was that he was worried about getting a black flag there. I think he just gave it too much gas and just spun it. That's what it looked like to me.
Absolutely could be the case. Looked like the 16 got into the back of the 55 also, and that caused him to check up, which started the whole chain reaction.
Isaiah Stevens starts 6th tonight, and he's right now in the 7th position. We're keeping an eye on him. He's been just kind of maintaining pace. He's been up to 5th and all the way back to 9th, but he has moved right back up into the 7th position now. But yeah, right now, one of the biggest movers we're keeping an eye on right here is that 13 car of Jeffrey Spells, putting in the time in practice around a track like Gateway, and he's having a great run for him.
94 car behind him is up 5 spots as well.
Tyler Schultz there, started 17th, and he's in the P12 position, and right behind him is Robert Bearder in that 4 car.
Bearder's my pick for the race tonight. He's been knocking on the door, just had a lot of bad luck, so I think he's going to have a good finish tonight.
Well, there's good finishes, and then there's winning a race. And, man, it really takes a lot to get a win here in this league. There's a lot of talent in the top 10 that make it very difficult, but you almost need those guys to have a bad race for you to have a good race, if you know what I mean. And sometimes that happens. No one's perfect, and this track will definitely show whether or not you got the patience and the talent to get around here.
If you can beat all the cars that have a number in the 80s, you're going to do pretty well out here.
And watching these guys in the back trying to figure everything out here. We'll be lights off of the pace car next time by. In the meantime, I'm going to take the first break of the night. We'll be right back here with more action at Gateway. And welcome back to the Worldwide Technology Raceway, otherwise known as Gateway, for the St. Louis Shakedown 150 in Madison, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. I am joined by Tony Wilson. My name's Jeff Favignano. If you're just joining us here for some more iRacing action about to unfold. 31 laps into this. A lot of cautions so far, Tony.
A lot of cautions. I kind of expected we'd have a much cleaner race like we had Monday night, but, you know, as you know, these cars are a totally different beast from those trucks.
Well, we're going to see if these guys can keep it on the track without having any incidents on this next restart. It's the pace cars down and away, and that's going to relinquish control to the 67 car of Leonard Fodorero to the restart zone.
Green, green, green.
And there's the green flag in the air once again. Gould gets a much better start that time by. And we're watching back behind him. Can we get through the turn? A lot of side-by-side action here. And that's going to be Wes on the outside of Brandon Buggs in that 81. Good side-by-side action here.
16 car got a huge run going into one, but there was another 70 car was blocking him up on the outside, so he had to shut it down. Oh, and they're going to make some contact going into turn 3.
Not what you want to hear right now. Keeping an eye up here. This is good racing right between two buddies. The 81 of Brandon Buggs and the 88 of Wes Graham. They're still going at it right now, Tony.
They are. Those two guys, they will race side by side, lap after lap, and never touch each other. A lot of respect between those two guys. They know how to push it, and they know when to get in line and play nice.
It looks like the caution comes out.
So we got a big mess in turn 3.
Wow. Like that might have been the 22 involved as well. A lot of other cars involved.
Looks like the 7 might have been the start of that one.
All right, we're going to find out what just happened here. Man, wasn't expecting this many cautions. We had such a clean race on Monday. Maybe guys just, I know it's this car combo here, but it looks like Aaron Beaver just got in the back of the 22 and spun him hard. Not sure. We'll wind it back here and see what happened. Do they have a contact before then? Because it looked like retaliation. Let's go all the way back to turn 1 and 2. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, listening on the radio, it seems like those two drivers are just as confused as we are.
Okay. So I think the 22 is really slow right here. If I have a look here, if we go to
just check it out.
Here's to the blimp camera here, you can see how slow the 20. So here, everybody's at speed here, and all of a sudden the 22 is braking earlier than the 97 anticipated, and they make contact right there.
Very early on the brakes, and it just caught them by surprise. That's what I was talking about. You're going to see that again and again. These guys have totally different braking points, and it's easy to run over each other.
The 87 got his car woed up completely there. Oh, look at this guy still running into each other after the aftermath there. Wow. All right, he's going to come down on pit road and get service to that. Now, this is going to kind of change up how everything is going to work for pit stops, because in the truck race we had green flag racing for a long time. We had green flag stops even. This is going to play into the fuel window a lot better for drivers than you would be in a situation where you were doing green flag racing, but it's also been only 35 laps. How much more is this going to keep up?
I hope we've got it out of our system, to be honest. You know, in the truck race, it looked like a couple of guys might have even been able to stretch it out and, you know, maybe even one stop it. I don't think we're going to see that here. Obviously, with all these cautions, it's going to stretch much further. So, you got me. The strategy's out the window at this point. We've run so many caution laps. We may continue to do this the whole race. And how in the heck do you make a strategy when every other lap is under yellow?
Yeah. That's the problem right now, and I can tell you the guys in the top 10, top 5 even are not happy right now with all the cautions. It's hard because this is a momentum track. You need to have that rhythm and pick it up before you can can settle in and really find out what you got behind the wheel. And they have just not had an opportunity to do that yet because of all the the nonsense that seems to be occurring towards the back. And that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, when you get all these cautions, you can't get that rhythm, but at this track with these weird braking spots, you know, you need to be behind the same guy for several laps so you guys can get in a rhythm together. On these restarts, you're lining up 2 by 2. You might have a different guy next to you each time, so you never really get comfortable. We need 10, 15 laps at least to get these guys spread out and get everybody in the groove, and then I think we'll finally get things going. But if we can't get to 10 laps, you know, we're going to be stuck doing this all night.
And that's exactly what they do not want to happen. These guys want to go racing. They want to get it done. And this is hurting the 77 strategy more than anything else, especially if he's, you know, in the conservative mode where he's saving tire for this run. Well, it's not really going to matter anymore because of the heat cycles that you're getting, you know, getting the tires all hot again, brakes hot again, and then you're cooling down and you're starting it again and over again. These guys haven't been down on pit road yet.
14's in the catbird seat. Favignano's got to be that determining factor. Am I going to pit or not? When he goes, the 14 can decide, okay, are we going to leave him by himself on pit road and get him trapped down a lap, or are we going to go in and you know, keep following this guy? So being in that second place position is not bad when you're in one of these constant yellow races.
Not at all. And they're going to be 2 by 2 lights off on the pace car off of turn number 2. Green flag racing next time by. Hopefully we're going to keep that green flag run going for you folks. I'm not in control of that. Only these guys are. We're hoping. The same as you are. We want to see some racing because I know we got a lot of guys up here that can get it done.
Got 27 right feet and 27 brains that need to get this figured out, right?
Oh, yeah. And the pace car is going to be turning down here in just a few moments. And it gets harder to keep an eye on everything on the race when everything gets so jumbled on these restarts. We can't really figure out what's actually happening on the track all the way across the board here. But now the 67 back in that position of the lead car. Green flag in the air once again.
Looks like everyone's going to make it through clean this time into turn 1. Nobody's 3 wide yet.
Man, the 81 had a really good start there.
81's doing what the 81 does. Just slowly picking the cars off, working his way to the front.
Watching back here at the Hornet's Nest. That's right around Jeffrey Spells. And Bearder jumps up to the outside lane in front of the 94 Schultz. These guys got to play it safe back here. Steinhoff kind of moving forward here, getting those positions back from that earlier incident with the 81, and he's got speed.
13 car still holding his own up there, showing us no fluke that he's up 9 positions.
Right on board was Ryan Steinhoff, started 8th. Right now in 13th after that spin. Man on a mission right now, that's for certain.
We've got a little bit of contact there on the back of the 4 car there, just getting into that corner.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what happened with him right there, but wow. At least everybody's staying single file right now. Nothing really crazy happening here so far. So far, so good. As they get down into 1. And James Hilton to the bottom. A lot of racing happening in the back here. But right now, I'm keeping an eye on that 88. He's made his way back to the back bumper of the 81. Not letting them get away too quickly. But out front, Leonard Favignano is the one to keep an eye on. I'm watching back here Aaron Beaver and Donald Underwood.
We've got the 4 and the 21 side by side coming out of 4. Otherwise, we are single file through the field.
We are trying to keep an eye on all of the action here, and that's Austin Johnston right there with Bearder fighting on the outside lane to try to hold him off. Hard to do, but man, he's doing a good job.
Looks like they're holding up traffic there a little bit. They're going to need to get it sorted out. So these guys behind are going to get a little bit impatient.
As James Hilton dropping to the bottom of the 4 car. And hold on there, buddy. You just see how much they're pushing these cars. I think that, yeah, the person who got the worst out of that was the 13.
And they're doing this under heavy, heavy brake and trying to keep those cars in a straight line side by side getting in that corner. It is not easy to do.
Not at all, and we're seeing how sideways the 13 of Spells gets down into turn number 1.
And these car losing it off of turn 2 as well.
And that's going to be
right in front of this pack. He's got it gathered back up, and he's back up and running. No harm, no foul.
Oh, that's good. I think they're going to catch him really quickly here, it looks like. More than likely. Hard to find out what's happening here on the track right now. That might have been right around that 16 car. That's where most of the racing we're seeing right now is coming from, and the 13 is Spells. And after that earlier incident, looks like Reno is on the move.
He's got the car fixed up, back out there running down Orendorf right now. He's getting a little bit of push going through 1 and 2 there, but not too bad. And it looks like he's going to get a little bit of bobble coming off of 2, but he's got the speed and he's going to get the pass completed.
And we've been talking about that, and that's been the case all night long. All these guys struggling off of turn 2 with this car. It's just extremely loose back there.
We saw it several times on Monday. Those cars getting off of turn 2, hitting that outside wall and coming back across the track. Exactly like we saw the 87 car tonight. So I don't think we're finished with those kind of accidents yet.
Nope, and we're seeing a lot of hard racing down here into turn 1. Going to be almost 4 wide there. It's not going to work. 22 is going to get into 94, and the 94 goes around, and the caution will fly. Tyler Schultz. A lot of other cars involved. The 70 of Evans, the 20 of Orendorf involved. We kind of saw that happening. That's why I wasn't changing the camera off. I was like, something's not gonna work out here, and that is unfortunately what happened. They were almost 4 wide, getting out of turn 2 right here. Then just doesn't work. 43 comes down. 94 is getting pinched. Comes down on the 22. Alex Reno just had nowhere to go there on that one.
Yeah, I just don't think the 94 knew he was down there. Maybe his spotter got behind on the notifications, but looked like he just came straight across his nose.
We're trying to find out what happened here on the outside lane because everybody is pretty much good, right? Oh, the 20 gasses it up. I think he got loose by not trying. He tried to not run into the 22 right here, the 20. He goes to the inside of the 22, gets back in the gas, loses the car right in front of the field here, and the 70 turns right into the side of the 20. No, he gets ran over by the 7 there of Mason Pepper, and then it was all over from there. So the 94 coming down on pit road here. And we're keeping an eye on everybody else. They're staying out.
Just listening into the driver's talk here, the 22 and the 94 have made their peace. They're both claiming responsibility for that one, so no harm, no foul. We keep on racing.
Right now, Leonard Fodderero, your leader. Got Gould, Sargent, Carpenter, Bugs, Graham, Stevens, Lance in the top 8. Cleveland Johnston to round up the top 10.
Charles Gray in that 87 car still stuck 2 laps down, continuing to watch other cars get the lucky dog and drive around. He's just stuck back there in the back. He's going to need some real luck to get out of that 2-lap down situation.
Aaron Beaver, your lucky dog in that position. He will get his lap back. And he will be restarting in 25th, it looks like.
We're showing 3 cars a lap down. Well, 2 now that Beaver's gone around. We've got Charles Gray down 2 laps. Steinhoff in the 74 is down 6 laps now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the 74. Did he come down and park it?
Looked like he dropped due to packet loss and has just since reconnected and hasn't reloaded back in yet. So
remember, we're
difficulties for him.
Yeah, this is sim racing, not real racing, so we have to worry about things like packet loss, having internet issues, having hardware issues, you name it. Anything you can think of with your computer can ruin a race for you, and we're seeing that happen to 74. There's 74 there coming back onto pit road. Try not to lose another lap. It's going to be 6-7 laps now. He was not able to do it. The pit road light is red, and he'll have to sit there.
Good heads-up move by the 74. A lot of guys might have just blown right through that.
Yeah, and when you're in a situation like that, you don't want to make it worse than it already is. And he will come back onto the track and try to continue on. Tough break for the 74.
We've got a car stopped on the front stretch. Looks like he was just waiting for another car to catch up. He's going to get rolling again. That's the 70 car, Rick Evans. Stopped on the front stretch. I think he just needed to let the 26 by, so he decided to just put it in park.
And he's taking a while to get back up to speed here.
We saw some issues Monday night with guys coming down to pit road under caution, taking that access road. It's a little bit shorter line, like you heard in the drivers' meeting. They would pass the pace car and inadvertently get a black flag. So We're gonna watch for some guys doing that tonight.
Well, it has been interesting up front in the top 5. We had a little bit longer of a green flag run there than we've had all night. What caution is this, Tony?
That is a very good question.
I've already lost count. I think 5.
I do not have that information in front of me.
5 or 6.
Right. That sounds right. We'll go with 6.
I bet you the Twitch chat will have the actual answer since they've been counting them. And they're 2x2. Lights off on the pace car will be green flag racing next time by 67. Once again, the control car outside of him is the 14 of Gould and the 48 of Sargent to the 77 of Kyle Carpenter. And there's that 81 peeking into the picture. He's there.
Looking at lap times, Jeff, I think this is caution number 7.
Number 7, okay. I thought it was 5 or 6, so I was down by 1.
I would much prefer that it was 5. Let's go with that.
Yep, I would too. It's lap 48, so we're going to be restarting here on lap 49. These guys are going to be running out of time, and they're getting more desperate to get that track position that's well needed here at a track like Gateway. 67 the car to watch here on this restart. Into the restart zone. Stacks them up quite a bit. Green flag in the air.
Another good clean start. We're running down to turn 1. Nobody's 3 wide. I think we might make it.
You don't want to jinx it just yet. And we got a good battle right here. Look at for 5th. That's Wes Graham in the 81. But back there near Isaiah Stevens, it's getting crazy. Look at Ben Tuttle up there in the mix in 13th right now, charging hard to the bottom of the 43.
We saw in weeks past a lot of the yellows we've seen have been due to guys just being a little bit too aggressive. Tonight I haven't seen the over-aggression. It's been the track really really biting these guys. So it's still too many cautions, but it's a little bit reassuring to see that it's not due to just blind aggression.
And we are right on board with Jeffrey Spells. You saw that Whataburger car shoot off the back bumper there. Almost got him. Wasn't able to. Now they're all going to be side by side right here. The 22 of Reno trying to take that 13, but the 13 on the move.
Yeah, that 13 car is back up to 15th now. Still positive from where he started, so, you know, a really good run for him tonight. Looks like Bugs has a little trouble on the front stretch.
Yeah, the 81, a lot of speed loss there. Not sure what happened there in the mix, but I would have to guess he might have gotten loose off of turn 2 and lost a bunch of positions from it.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he got loose coming off the corner because he was way down to the inside losing spots.
We'll keep an eye back here. James Hilton, that's Jeffrey Spells. That's a 74 of Steinhoff that's down quite a few laps here. He's got a lot of speed, but that's just kind of what happens here. And they make contact almost. The 74 and the 4 as they head down into turn 1.
You hate to be the guy that loses connection and goes down 7 laps and comes back and gets involved with somebody who's still on the lead lap, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. I'm watching back here by Guzman. Guzman is around another hornet's nest. I've seen a lot of cars swarming in and out of this one. Looks like they figured that one out for the most part now. And back up front, Leo Badarero taking the lead as usual. And then behind him, the 14 of Gould. And that's not too much of a gap right there. That's just, half a second.
Look who's moved up into the 4 spot now. The 88
would
car
be the
is
88.
on the move.
Started 12th, up to 4th right now. Talk about speed, and definitely a driver that knows how to get around Gateway, understands the shifting of not only the Gen 6 car, but the next gen. He's really fallen into this next gen car and has a respect for it and has learned it. Took the time to do it, and it's really paying off for him this season.
He's the kind of driver you can put him in any car and he's going to figure it out and look fast just right out of the box. One of those guys that will just frustrate you so much as a competitor.
The 74 and the 81 nearby each other once again after that earlier incident. We'll see if there's any retaliation from it.
I don't know how you could even think about retaliation out here when you're trying to keep the thing going straight coming off of turn 2.
Well, that is true. Right on board with with Bugs as he's been really struggling with the feel of that car. Got loose, lost quite a few positions. And now he is fighting for 11th with the 16 of Tuttle.
He knows he's fast, so he knows he's got to make the move. So watch for him to have maybe, he had that mistake earlier with the 74 where he got in there a little hot. So let's see if he can keep his cool and work his way to the front, or if he gets a little impatient trying to get back up there.
Almost a little bit of side drafting action there. I don't know what happened there. I think it might have been the 16 of Tuttle did not want to hit that outside wall there where the cutaway is, and the caution flies.
We've got a single car spin on the backstretch.
Great driving. How's your car?
Yeah, we saw that in practice. A lot of guys, not really willing to get out there all the way to that outside wall. Puts them in a shallow entry into the corner and push up to the outside in the middle of the corner. So just like you were telling me in practice, those guys don't go out there and the car on the inside expects that outside car to track out, and then you end up with contact on the backstretch.
Yep, and it's a matter of that cutaway. That cutaway is so unique to this track, and it throws so many off. I'm not sure how he lost the control of the car. Oh, there you go. 26. I don't even know what happened there. It looks like he got loose in this shot right there, and then just shoots up the track into the wall. Everybody's avoiding it. The 20 just lost control of the car after that.
Right. Tokyo Drift after that one.
Oh, man, he did a really good job of saving it, too. What a great job. Now, Orndorff had a pretty good race going for him on Monday in the truck series, and getting it done here tonight in this car. A good save on him, and he will be fine. He will not have to come down pit road and get any work done on that car. But we have some guys on pit road, and it's a bunch of them. It's all the leaders.
We've got everybody on pit road.
This is the moment everyone was waiting for. When are we going to come down pit road under caution? Why not? So everybody on pit road right now, you can see them. And this is where it matters. This is where you want to see if drivers like Nick Sargent with that front position there from having to pull, if it's going to help him out to gain some positions. And the 89, looks like he took 2 tires there. The 88 as well.
4-car had issues getting to his pit box, had to back up and then pull forward again, so he's going to have a long stop. He's going to lose a lot of positions.
Fodderero lost a bunch of positions off of that one there. And I really think it came down to a lot of guys taking 2 tires here.
Yeah, we're 5 laps from halfway, so you got to think if we continue to have cautions like this, somebody's likely going to be able to push it the rest of the way. Will they do it? I don't know. The guy who I think is the most likely to try that out is the guy in that 86 car.
Yeah, and right now you got a bunch of guys that just didn't come down pit road because they did last time. And that'll be the 22 of Reno. The only wave around I see right now is the 74. He will be getting his lap back. Ryan Steinhoff, he'll be scored 6 laps down right now. We'll see if he can get another one. Will be put down to 5. But that will give the lead to the 22. That shakes up everything here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because we're going to have some guys up front with a little bit older tires and some faster guys in the back. They're going to be anxious to get back up to the front, so you're going to see some action going into turn 1, I'm sure.
We see that time and time again, race after race. Guys staying out all older stuff. They are the ones that get eaten alive on these restarts. We'll see if it matters here, as I'm not sure how many laps ago that actually was for the 22 to be on pit road. He has used 1 fast repair after that incident, but he felt like he had enough, and he's going to stay out on the track.
Yep, he was last on pit road on lap 48, so he's got about 10 laps on those tires, a couple of those under caution.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good position to be in. That's a good track position move right there.
That is. You just got to be able to run with the big guys when they get back up there, right?
Oh, yeah, and I can guarantee they're going to become quick. Look at the 14 of Gould. This is what he needed. And these guys fighting for that clean air. Your car, you don't even know how much better you can be when you're in that clean air.
Yeah, and Gould's going to be looking great because he's got all, the one car he needed to get around was the 67 car. He's behind him. He can work through these guys and get back to the front and maybe even get a little buffer between himself and the 88 car behind him.
All right, so now things are all mixed up here as drivers came down pit road. These guys did not need to pit since they had already been on pit road under caution the last caution. You have Alex Reno in first, Clayton Cyrus in second. Third is Donald Underwood. Fourth is Rick Evans in that 70 Chevy Camaro. Then you have James Hilton, Nick Sargent. So right around Gould. Gould's fifth. That's going to be the guys that you saw in the last lead pack there. And then you have James Hilton up in the mix right there. And a lot of guys that haven't been racing around each other all night. So it's going to be interesting for sure on this restart.
The 14 car is going to need to tread lightly as he moves his way through those cars in front of him.
And these are guys that haven't had to use the restart zone yet. They haven't had to be a control car. It's a lot different than the last time they do it. So we'll see how the 22 was able to manage it.
I know what it's like to be a car that's never up front and suddenly you're on the pole there. It is not a good feeling sometimes.
Alex Reno in that 22 is going to be the control car coming to the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air.
No pressure.
We got a little bit of contact in the back. Looks like everybody's going to make it through. Reno with a strategy I hadn't thought of. If you just blink out and disappear right as you're restarting, second place has no idea when you go.
That worked out in his favor. He's charging away. We're watching these guys. Look at the speed they've got back here compared to the guys on the older stuff. A lot of side-by-side action. Kyle Carpenter on the outside, the 01. That is Donald Underwood to the bottom, to 70 into the wall.
He's going to keep it going.
Good job keeping it going. These cars are so resilient. They can take a hit like that and keep it pointed straight. That's amazing. Getting really impatient back here is the 67 to 48. Even the 86 of Lance trying to get by.
We are 3 wide coming out of 2. That's never going to work.
And somehow they make it work. No, the 70 turns the 11. The caution comes out. Big jump.
Big junk. A lot of cars into that inside wall, outside wall.
We saw that one coming. That's why we didn't change the camera off on that one there. But that was just, like you said, 3 wide. It's like, well, we say that now, but it looks like they made it through all the way. The 70 comes down, it gets loose. And the 11 nowhere to go, gets squeezed. And there goes the 11 car right there.
And that's like we talked about earlier, the 70 car not wanting to track all the way out to the wall there, not being comfortable up against the wall. 11 car anticipates him moving a little bit higher, just clears himself across the nose.
Man, and a lot of guys, sorry, I hit the wrong one there, involved that did not want to be in this mess. There's a lot of cars, but the 81 made it through somehow, some way. Let's watch right here. Here's the contact again with the 70 and 11. 11 to the outside. Hard hit there. Goes spinning around. The 70 gets tagged by the 16, the 97 into the 11. And here's the 81 trying to get through it all. Oh, we got to ride on board with that 81.
That 81 always finds a way.
He always finds a way, and he definitely did on that one. I'm going to ride on board here with Brandon Buggs. Let's see what he saw during this whole kerfuffle. Oh, he did. He did get the 70. Oh, and he got hit again. Oh, no, he did not make it all the way through.
Big hit.
Wow, just wrong place at the wrong time there. We're going to back it up again. You'll see it on the top of the roof cam here, just how crazy it got off of this turn. There's the contact there with the 70, turning the 11 car, the 16, 70 right in front of the 81, nowhere to go. 81 tries to avoid it. There's the contact there.
Is that Isaiah Stevens in front?
Yeah, he's tracking grass there. And here comes the Ford Bearder just across right into the right side of Buggs there. There's nowhere you can go there. It's one of those unfortunate mishaps that we saw coming. However, the 81 did have a fast repair. He'll be able to use it. He'll get back out on the track. And I think he's already done that. Yep, the car's all fixed. Like magic almost, right? Out front.
Let's hope so.
Out front, the 22 of Reno did a great job of managing traffic on that restart, and he had a good lead going there. He's pulling away from those guys, letting them all race hard behind him, and that's what you want. Use their tires up and utilize that track position. That's what he's doing. Yeah, I think the one that got the worst on that whole deal was the 11 of Kyle Cleveland, and what a bad situation to be in there. Went worse. It's Kyle Cleveland, now 3 laps down on pit road after starting 7th. He has scored 26th right now. So unfortunate for him. Definitely not the night he wanted to have. And he's just been caught up in everybody else's stuff, it looked like, for the most part.
Not sure who's having the kind of night they expected to have tonight, really.
This is not the race I thought we would be seeing. I thought we would have a lot more green flag racing like we saw on Monday. And, you know, I heard through the grapevine, heard that from different drivers saying, you know, hey, Monday night racing seems to be a little bit better than Thursdays. We need to figure out why that's happening. A lot of guys getting impatient, you know. And let's talk about points right now, because as the points stand right now, your leader in the points is Wes Graham. And then Leonard Fodorero, Nick Sargent, Brandon Buggs, Kyle Cleveland, Alex Reno, Charles Gray, Jason Lance, Nick Gould, and Tyler Schultz is your top 10. Brandon Buggs in 4th right there. So we're having a look at the points themselves. 215 to 227 between Kyle Cleveland and Brandon Buggs. This is the reason why this is bad for Kyle Cleveland tonight. He's going to drop significantly in the points. Oh, sorry, 196 to the 215. Then it's 227, 228, and 237 with Wes Graham. So, yeah, points matter, and it's just a bad issue for some of these guys out here tonight, unfortunately. But, well, the pace car lights are off once again. Things have been very interesting and spicy on these restarts, and we're going to see if that's going to happen again. But Reno in the 22 is going to be the leader and the control car.
Alex says, just keep it yellow for 60 more laps and go home, right?
Yeah, exactly. Alex Reno has not gotten a win in the Cup Series yet, and he's on the lead position right now. Used one fast repair.
Wouldn't that be a popular win?
Oh, I think it might.
I'm thinking these guys are just wishing anybody but the 67 would win one.
Yeah. That 67's been very hard to beat this season.
Okay.
All right. Green flag in the air. Great job utilizing that restart zone. He gets a good jump out front, and all behind him is a hornet's nest of guys trying to figure out where to go. The 77 gets in the 88, and the 88 holds on to it. What a save. 3 wide. We're still green. 3 wide. 4 wide. The 21 makes contact with the 94. Big crash behind him. The 81 trying to avoid it. Wow. Calamity ensued on that restart. Tony, I've never seen anything like this. This is just crazy.
Especially the two that were involved. The 77 and the 88 generally don't make those kind of mistakes.
No, I would not expect it out of these guys. You see here, here's a 77. I think that Graham broke harder than Carpenter anticipated, made contact with him, but watch this right here with the 88. Great save. Gets that car sideways, just drifting it around the corner. Gets it pointed straight again. And then has to avoid the 48 there. Then there's the 21. They're in a 3 wide position. They're trying to avoid that 77 on the top line. And that's what happened there. But I do want to ride on board with 88, man. With his visor cam. This had to be crazy for him. Let's see this. Full deflection to the right. Beautiful save right there by the 88. And then it was just junk behind him from there. And we'll find out what happened behind him, because that was right around that 21 of Austin Johnston where it all just broke loose to hell. And we'll see if we can find him if he's still on the track.
Little extra information. Sounds like the 22 car has been black flagged for jumping the start.
Wow. There you go. Jump the start on that one. Here it is right here. Austin Johnson, the 21, 3 wide situation, makes contact. Horrible spot to be. The 43 of Joel Brown, the back of the 94. That shoots the 21 to the outside, hits the 86. Isaiah Stevens nowhere to go. And there's the 81 caught in the middle of it again. Goes to the bottom. The 70 of Rick Evans smashing the 16 and the 70. What happened back there? We have to back that one up. This is a whole different aftermath right here. So everybody's slowing down.
Guys who didn't realize there was a big wreck going on?
I guess not, because the caution's out. There's the 7, gets spun by the 16 here. They made contact. Where's the 7 at? Right there. Let's see what happened. So here it is. 7. So yeah, everybody's checking up for the caution. Here comes the 16, knocks it into the 7. Then they get going straight again. The 7 goes sideways in front of them all. The 70 was fine there. I don't know how he managed to wreck it. He was in the grass and shot up the track.
Yep.
That's what happened there.
Collected 2.
So let's see.
That's a tough break.
So there's the contact with 16 and the 7. The 70 gets the left sides into the grass and just shoots it up into everyone. Drags the 74 with him into the 7 again. And wow. Just wow. What can you say? So the one car being black flagged for jumping the start.
He's our first victim of the new black flag rules, so interesting to see.
That is not a black flag that Tony gave. That is an iRacing deal. You must be in the restart zone before you start to go. If you hesitate, well, the other guy can go.
And unfortunately for him, he's got to wait and serve that penalty under green.
It will not let him come down on pit road under caution. That's going to drop the 22 all the way back, and that will relinquish the lead to the 14 of Gould.
And that goes back to what we were saying. These guys that aren't normally up front don't really know how the restart zone works. You know, that experience really pays off when you're up front. Just bid them.
Yeah, this is not the race I was expecting tonight. That is for certain. What can you say? Well, we'll be green flag racing next time by. Gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more here at Gateway. Back once again for the restart here at Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway, whatever you want to call it there. The 22 is going to have a black flag penalty here. He's going to have to serve. Green flag back in the air once again. Side-by-side action right around Fodderero and the 48 of Sargent. They're going at it pretty hard right now. And there's the 22 at the bottom, and I don't know what happened there with the 14 following him. And he has to serve that penalty right there. And that might have been the 14.
Caution is out.
The caution's out. I don't even know what happened there. Unreal. 70 involved. 16 turned around. We'll back it up here. We'll see what happened. I saw the 7 was in red on my screen, so I clicked on him. Like he might have gotten into the wall. Something happened here. Yeah, overdrove that turn. Gets in the wall. Oh, I think he was just trying to avoid the crash right here that happened in front of him. That speared her. And we'll try to see what happened here. Everybody's coming down pit road. So the 14 had to come down pit road as well. Confused about that. We're going to figure out what happened there in just a minute. This is a strange one to me. Looks like the 97, a little contact happened right there. Let's watch this from the blimp camera. 43 of Joel Brown. Here's the 97 avoiding the 81. So everybody's getting in the brakes here hard. So there's the 01 causing a check up on the bottom lane. 81 slows down. The 97 tried to avoid the 81, gets into the 4 bearder, and then that's all she wrote. It was around, and they made contact. The 55 caught up into it as well. Unfortunate for Joe Ogle. And we're back under caution. Imagine that. What do you think, Tony? If he's even here. I don't think Tony's here right now. I don't blame him.
My apologies, had you muted.
Oh, you're good.
We got some issues here with the 2 guys that came onto pit road, and then the caution came out, so we're having to do a little bit of finagling with the rules here to get them where they need to be.
Gotcha. Okay, so what was the 14 going down pit road? Does he have to serve a penalty as well?
22 didn't go. he passed the leader on the outside and got the black flag for jumping the start.
Isn't the restart zone supposed to fix that issue?
Well, you would think so. It doesn't
It's
seem like that's
supposed
the
to.
case.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so on that last caution, that was the 97 of Aaron Beaver there. Tried not to run into the 81. That whole bottom lane checked up. Got into Bearder. They went crashing up the track, and then that was the 70 that hit the brakes there. I just saw him in red, so we checked on that and saw some other guys trying to avoid that crash as well. We should be green flag racing next time by. And we are not. It's still on the pace car, so we'll have another one. We'll be right back with more here at Gateway. Welcome back for more action at Gateway. It has been action. We have had quite a few cautions. Cannot get a green flag run going so far. And we're hoping to change that here on the next restart. Several drivers have had some penalties, and race control is trying to take care of those right now so we can get everybody in the position they're supposed to be on this restart. But that is going to give the lead to the 67 of Leonard Fodorero. Outside of him, Nick Sargent, James Hilton having a great run tonight after some earlier incident. Started 15th, and now he's in 3rd.
Yep, and then we've gotten the running order worked out here. We just had those two cars pass on through pit road. We gave them end of line penalties and cleared their black flags, and we're back to racing.
All right, yeah, just watching the 89 having a great run tonight. The 88, Wes, the one that is leading in points, he is looking great as well. Up there in the 4th spot, Kyle Carpenter, the winner of Monday's race, just not able to get a green flag run that he's looking for to get that speed rolling.
The 87 car has made his way back to the lead lap at last, so watch for him to be working his way through the field now.
There you go. The 87 Charles Gray getting that lap back. That's a big deal. Pace car's down and away. The 67 is the control car. Down into the Geico restart zone.
Green, green, green. They're all rolling.
Green flag in the
They're all
air
rolling.
once
Keep digging.
again. One heck of a jump there, looking good. Everybody behind him. And they get through turn 1. That's the question. And off of turn 2 without wrecking. And they
That's
do.
the real question.
Got a little bit of a race happening right here around the 94 of Schultz. Right behind him, that's Robert Bearder, the 74 as well, and Kyle Cleveland. A lot of action there happening. Right around Wes Graham.
Got pushed up high there, and 3 and 4 got real close to the wall.
Watching right here, this is the 48 of Sargent. This is for position. The 89 of Hilton. And that's Wes Graham behind him. Let's ride on board with Wes. This is what he's seeing right now. He's going to try to make a move on the 89 down into turn number 3. This is going to be the place to do it.
Stays in it.
What a great pass that was. Oh, here comes the
Hilton knew he
crossover.
had the line, had to back out.
Watch that crossover right there, and 89 will jump out. And now he sets his sight on the 48. Graham on the move right now, up into 3rd. And all behind them, watching for more action on the track. That's the 14 of Gould and the 22 of Reno. They had to come down on pit road. Did we ever find out what happened with the 14 while he had to serve a penalty? Oh,
had to serve a
yeah.
penalty because the leader did not go, and he passed the leader.
Gotcha. That's what it was. So there you go. We're back in 19th now. So these guys are fighting for those positions, trying to get a little forward momentum. But right now, Leonard Favignano out front. Watching, here comes Kyle Carpenter to the inside of the 89.
Last lap, he really threw it in there trying to get inside the 89 and kind of overcooked it a little bit. So he's gathered it back up and got the pass done on the next lap.
And that's the 81 there of Brandon Buggs. He is moving forward after using one of those fast repairs there. After starting 9th, he's up to 5th and showing a lot of speed right now.
Never ever count out the 81 car, right?
Never. You never ever do. As a smooth pass out of 4. He's going down to 3rd gear, down into 1. You can hear it right there. Rolling the center of the corner, picking it back up. You know, learning a lot from Kyle Carpenter in front of him, and that's who you want to keep an eye on because, man, that guy knows how to get around this track. He just needs more time to do it.
Well, we all know the 81 car's not learning anything from his crew chief tonight.
Not at all. So right now, Favignano, a second out. We say that because Ryan is his crew chief tonight. Sergeant, a second back from Favignano right now, trying to hold off that 88, and it's hard to do for him right now.
Yeah, he's pulling double duty. He's trying to catch the 67. He's trying to keep the 88 behind him. Neither one of those is an easy job.
If anybody can do it, it's that 88. He's got damage on there right in front of the car, remember, from earlier. Has not come down pit road and taken care of that yet, so that might be hindering him a little bit here, but not really because he's got speed.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of opportunities to come down pit road, get that repaired. He won't even be thinking about that damage.
Looks like everybody figured it out. The 48 overshot that corner 100% there, and now they're going to be side by side on the backstretch.
And that's usually what happens when the 88 car's behind you. The slightest little mistake, and then he's right next to you, and then he's gone.
And you'll notice the 88 running in the middle of the track right there. That's the line we saw him using in practice on a longer run. He's diamonding the corners. What you want to do, you want to enter the corner higher than the other guy and then drop down to get the straightest run possible off of turn 4. That's what the 88's doing right there.
Caution is out.
And the caution flies.
Looks like the 14 car of Gould on the front stretch.
Just unfortunate for Gould.
It looks like he's got some pretty good damage. He's wiggling down the straight there.
Do you have any idea what your water temp's been or what is it
We'll
right
find
now?
out what happened here, but yeah, Gould, after starting second, just not having a good night now after having
Actually,
that
the car looks pretty
penalty.
clean.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. We're going to back it up here so we can see why he has got that. Looks like he might have had a little help here. Maybe. Nope. Just lost it by himself. He was down there on those candy stripes. That's where you don't want to be when you're down on those rumble strips, man. It's just ice down there. And
No grip at all. Looks like got a little grass, too.
Yep. He did a good job of keeping it out of the whole field there. He just had a self-spin, kept it down at the bottom of the track. Locked it up really well there. That was well done. So, minimal damage to the 14. But not what he wanted, that's for certain. And that's going to keep the 67 out front. But you know who needed that? That was the 88 of Graham. He was hoping for a caution there. Well, I'm sure he wasn't hoping for a caution, but with the laps winding down the way they are, he wants another shot at that 48 and especially the 67.
Yeah, the 48's likely not got the speed to keep up with the 67, so 88 wants to put him behind him so he can run him down. He's not going to run him down if he's got that nerd's car right in his windshield.
That'll be the 89 of James Hilton on pit road. As well as Austin Johnston in the 21. Getting services to their car. And this might be a strategy move. Come down pit road. Hey, we want to get the best tires we can on this thing and just kind of ride it out to the end. Hoping for a longer, run. But if that run doesn't happen, well, and it might not, those tires are gonna matter in probably the last 10, 15 laps.
Those tires are really going to matter on green-white checker attempt number 3. And yes, I did say Gween.
Gween. That's all right. I've been screwing up all night. It's hard for me. Whenever we have like a caution fest, it's so hard to get a rhythm of the broadcast going because I'm trying to like keep an eye on the timing screen to make sure we get the battles all, you know, checked out. We can see where everybody's racing each other, but it's just been so many cautions. It's been really hard to keep up with it tonight.
Yeah, and every time we have a caution, I've got to address the field and talk to these guys and let them know what's going on there. So it just throws everything off.
It's all good. Doing a good job. We're just hanging in there like everybody else watching at home.
We're all doing our best.
Well, we're at home broadcasting, and you guys are watching from home. So there you go. We will see. We shall see.
That cloud cover's played a role again this time. We're down. The track temperature's now down to 112.
That is a jump. We saw it up to 125 degrees now. Yep, 112. Have a look at that. 81 degrees air temperature, but that track cooling down with that cloud cover and the sun going down is helping out quite a bit.
Yeah, the cloud cover seems to be pretty severe at this track for some reason. It comes in quick and it heads out quick.
Yep. And right now they're headed north, so they're into the wind right there at 2 miles per hour, which is not hurting anybody. Not at all. Well, if you're wondering what the Cup schedule's looking like here, not a whole lot of races left as they battle for the championship. Gateway Motorsports Park right now, but next week will be at Darlington Raceway, and that is one of the 88's favorite tracks on the circuit. Road America on June 30th. I know the 81's looking forward to that, and a lot of the other road course drivers. Atlanta Motor Speedway on July 7th. July 14th, Richmond Raceway. Then we have Dover, and we end everything at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which is going to be a spectacular race for the championship. You don't want to miss it right here on twitch.tv/jfavignano Thursday nights, right around 9 p.m.
I'm excited for Darlington next week. That's always our throwback paint scheme week, so that's a big week for me.
Oh yeah, Tony will be behind the paint booth, paint shop, getting it all done. A lot of these drivers' paints you see out here on the track are done by Wilson Motorsports Designs, and this is the man you're hearing him right now in the booth with me right now that creates all of those, especially and even the ones that I run on Monday nights.
Yep. I learned that I'm much better in the paint booth than I am behind the wheel, so why fight it, right?
Well, that's why I'm here in the booth. I had my glory days in 2016 with the NIS series. I'm good. I had a few wins and second in points in the championship. I was happy with it. I was like, I don't think I ever want to go through this again.
You've had enough.
It was more than enough. All right, 2x2. Lights are off on the pace car. Will be green flag racing this time by. Yes, this time by. You heard that right. Hopefully, we're going to stay green for a little bit longer. Restarting on lap 88. The 67 of Favignano is the lead car to keep an eye on here. And he's the control car into the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. Good jump by the 67. The 88 wastes no time to get around the 48 and bring in the 81 with him.
Yep, he jumped to the inside immediately. He knows he's not going to be able to run down Favignano if Sargent gets the jump on him here. He's got to get out in front.
Getting real tight off of turn number 2. A lot of cars side by side behind. We're keeping an eye on this battle right here for second. That indeed is Wes the Mess. Wes Graham to the bottom of the 48. He'll get that position. Trying to take second away and putting his sights on the 67. The 81 in tow behind him and keeping speed with the 77.
That 43 car's back there in 6th after getting collected in all of those wrecks early, so this is a really good run for him tonight.
Joel Brown, yeah, starting 24th, up to 6th right now after an earlier incident, keeping him in the back. But, yeah, an incredible drive by him and a good race all around happening for him.
Yeah, I feel like he was in 12 different wrecks earlier in this race.
So about a second. The 67's trying to pull away from the 88, but now the 88's got to keep his eye on the 48 there because the 48 of Sargent, which had the pole, was the fastest car we have seen, is right behind him there and is giving him no room for any errors.
Took the 11 car, lost it down in 3 and 4, and he decided to just take it to the pits.
I'm watching right around this group right here. That's Isaiah Stevens. After having a little bit of issues there, started 6th He's been down to 17th, but right now fighting in the top 10. He got back up into 9th. Not bad at all.
This front 6 is starting to break away from the rest of the pack. They're single file. The rest of the pack's going double file, so starting to run away a little bit. They're going to hope that this stays green for a while.
We got hard racing right around this area here, the 22 and the 26. And 3 wide up there by Bearder and the 14 of Gould. I think that's Gould trying to get as much as he can back. He is back on the lead lap after having that lead. Unfortunately, taken away with the black flag. Back out front right now, less than a second, still holding off Graham in the 88, but look at the 81 of Brandon Buggs. He's got speed, and he's coming for that 48.
Not going to make the move this time, but I'm going to bet next lap he's going to make that move into 1.
You see everybody using that seam right there is where you want to be. Up into 4th gear here. And 5th gear, we'll see how his speed's looking down into turn number 3. There's a lot of speed on the 48. Had to check up quite a bit. But he's maintaining 4th gear pretty well in 3 and 4. It's going to be tight right here, but he's got it.
So it looks like he's going to get some pressure from the 77 now. He better start watching the mirror just as much as he's looking out the front.
Kyle Carpenter, the winner from Monday night. Trying to get it done right now in tow behind the 81, and he's waiting for that 81 to make a mistake so we can pounce on him there.
Robert Bearder loses it on the backstretch. He's going to be down in the grass on the inside. He's going to keep it rolling.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think so.
Is he going to keep it rolling?
He's trying to here. And he got it going straight again. Unfortunate.
Green.
Green flag still in the air right now. Unfortunate run for Robert Bearder there, having some issues. Probably lost it off of turn 2. Not sure if he had any help.
It looked like he was all alone there. Just got loose off of 2 and fought to save it. Made a couple attempts, and then it just went around on him.
Fodderero had about a second on the 88, but the 88's been slowly chipping away at that time. And he is gaining on him ever so slightly there. Wes Graham last the 35.042 to the 35.050. Now at 35.284 to 273.
These guys are going to trade quick laps back and forth.
Oh, yeah. And we're watching back here where any other battles are brewing. And it's right around here, 18th, 19th, Clayton Cyrus. The 05, the 74 sideways. And around goes the 74 Steinhoff.
He's going to gather it back up and drive the wrong way on the track, spin it around, and get it going.
There you go. Green flag stays in the air. Not happy there. You could tell by the frustration of that driver, the way he's driving that car on that. When that happens, I've been there before in that position.
Some drivers don't like it when there's a solo spin and there's no yellow, but if you're going to be running in the 20s and spin by yourself, we're not going to bunch the field up just for that. If you can keep it going, you're going to have you get it going.
Yeah, there's no damage to that car. Just got it slowed up enough there. Watching right around here, and I'm keeping an eye on Charles Gray. He's up to 11th now after, having a good run going for him. Started 10th, dropped back to 27th. Talk about resilience, coming back strong in P11, and he's looking to take that 10th spot away from the 22.
A lot of guys would go 2 laps down and park it. Chuck's not one of those guys. Chuck will stick around and he'll finish it out.
Well, he understands how it works. You have 2 faster pairs. That just because you get in a crash early on doesn't mean it's the end of your race. You got to use those things as it's a tool to you, and he knows how to do that.
Yeah, a lot of guys never really learn that lesson. Stay in the race, keep running. Other people are going to have issues. You're going to get back in the race at some point. If you don't, you're going to log some seat time, so you're not going to be at anything anyway.
It's getting crazy right around these guys, though. Right on board with Gray. He's got to try to make a move here on the 22, and he's stuck behind the 97 to do it. He would have to push this 3 wide, and you can see he's having to roll out of the throttle a few times there. He's faster than these guys, and they're holding him up quite a bit. He's not going to wait around too long here, I wouldn't imagine.
And this goes back to what we said earlier. These guys talked about how hard it is to pass here. You're on the edge all the way around, on the brakes into 1, on the brakes into 3. These guys are are fighting all the way around the track just to keep the car under them and keep it in a straight line. So, it's hard work no matter what position you're in.
And the 14 of Gould is up in the mix as well, trying to get everything he can out of that car. We're 99 laps into this thing. When we hit 100, we're going to go through the field and show you who's in the top 10 and where they started tonight. Watching the 87. Working the wheel off of turn 4 there. Doing a great job keeping it moving forward. Right now in the 10th position as Nick Gould dropped back. He's fighting for it, though. He overdrove turn 1.
Yeah, both of these are cars that are accustomed to running up front, so neither of them are going to be happy to be where they are. They're going to be pushing hard here for the last 20 laps.
Oh, yeah, and if they're saving anything now, it's time to go. There he is right there. The outside of the 22, trying to make that pass, so that'll give him yet another spot. That's for 9th with the 22 and the 87.
Looks like he's going to clear. 22 is going to move up behind him and shut the door on the 14.
And now the 22 with the crossover. This is a good race right here. A little contact almost there. The 22 tried not to get in the 87. Really close racing happening there, but I think the 87's finally going to get that spot from him.
He's going to pull the 14 through with him.
Yeah, the 14's going to go with him. And now it'll be down to the 14 and the 87 and what they can do in turns 3 and 4.
If they work together, if they fight each other for those positions.
There's the leader right there. There's Graham. And you got the top 5 going by. And then it's a breakaway here. And there's Charles Gray still on the move. Now to the inside of that indeed is
14 car lost it behind him.
Oh, wow.
He's still wrecking.
He's still wrecking. Nick Gould in the 14 trying to get it go straight.
Keep moving.
After losing control there, unfortunately for him, he's going to be back there with the rest of them.
He's tired of passing cars by now.
Oh, I can guarantee that. He's hoping for a caution when that's going to happen. But let's go start out to the front here to a 1.5 second lead right now. That's Leonard Fodorero. And the caution comes out.
Caution is out.
Not sure what happened there. It looks like we got a car on the backstretch. It's a 74 of Steinhoff, and he loops it around again. We'll find out what happened here in just a few moments. He's waiting for the whole field to go by. Not having the night he was hoping for after having internet issues. Scored 8 laps down right now. But we'll back it up and we'll find out what happened here. Looks like it might have been a solo spin here. Off of turn number 2. Just loses it. Holds it down right there. Had it going for the most part there. Comes to a stop. And then reverse. Then gets it going straight again here. And then it'll just loops it, kind of. Let's see what happened. We'll ride on board with the 74 and see what he saw. Really slow. He's in 4th gear there. I don't get that one, Tony.
I think maybe he got loose and got back to the gas a little too quick. Maybe he tried to use the gas to save the spin there, and it got away from him. We've got everyone on pit road.
Everybody on pit road. We're going to get back to it. Sorry, folks. That's going to be Reno back to the lead. He's going to stay out. The 67 of Fodorero on pit road. And now it's going to come down to who is going to get off of pit lane first. And we're going to keep an eye on all of this because it's happening right here, right now. And man, this is going to be an interesting ending. We finally got that green flag run we were hoping for. A lot of guys taking 2 tires there. Austin Johnson, one of them. Carpenter is going to be the first one to take the 2, and he will take the lead. That is not who you want to see take the lead, I'll tell you that. And Wes Graham, Brandon Buggs, Nick Sargent, and Joel Brown. A lot of guys taking 2 tires here. There's a lot of racing to go for 2 tires, but I think they're expecting a short green flag run. Well, probably just yellow to yellow to finish this thing out. That's what that's what I meant to say. I can't even talk right now.
If I'm Alex Reno, that's exactly what I'm banking on. It's a little bit early, though. 15 laps is a long time to maintain the lead on these guys.
Oh, especially with that 77 behind you, man. Yeah, that dude knows how to get around this track 100%. And it's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that. It's going to be a good ending to this one. As it always is. We'll be back with more action to finish this thing out at Gateway. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Worldwide Technology Raceway for the OCRP iRacing Cup Series, otherwise known as Gateway in Madison, Illinois. It has been one heck of a race tonight. Very slow start to the race with a lot of cautions, and the last caution just came out, and everything's been changed up. It is the St. Louis Shakedown 150. My name's Jeff Favignano. I'm joined by Tony Wilson, one of the admins and the race control for the league, here joining me in the booth tonight. And we are about to see the ending to this as the pace car lights are off. Will be green flag racing next time by. The 22 had that black flag earlier. Did he learn from his mistakes? He stayed out for that track position. Did he learn from his mistakes? Because last time he jumped the restart and had a black flag. He does not want that to happen again. Hoping for the best here on this restart from him. The 77 of Kyle Carpenter on the outside. The winner from Monday definitely knows how to get around this track, and we're going to see what he can do here on this restart.
Yeah, Reno's got to not only worry about the restart, but then worry about holding off these guys for another 21 laps.
He's in a good spot to do it. Now he's bringing them down to the Geico restart zone. And green flag in the air. I definitely think he learned from his last mistake, and that's a great restart he got going there. And it is pandemonium behind him. Wes Graham, Brandon Buggs, the 67 of Favignano, the 77 of Carpenter on the outside. Didn't expect that. A little bit of a squeeze from the 48 and the 81. Going to be 3 wide here on the backstretch right now.
Who's going to back out?
There's plenty of room in turns 3 and 4. You just got to do it. The 81 to the bottom. The 21 is really slow. He's back to the, or now he's to the lead. Austin Johnston, the leader now. Oh, and Favignano getting very aggressive now, trying to get to that 88, and the 88 is there. The 81 to the bottom of the 67, and he locks it up. I saw smoke come out of the right front there, the 81. The 21 getting loose off of 2, the 88. Now going to take that lead.
Well, there we go. 88 back to the lead. Fewer than 20 laps to go.
He's got to hold off the 67 to get it done. Watching behind him. Watch right here. Charles Gray up to 10th, and he is looking for more.
That 88 is going to look to check out. He's going to hope that the 67 and 21 stay side by side for several laps.
Oh,
here.
the 77, they get together. The 87, huge crash in turn 1. Massive crash in turn 1. Hit the brakes, guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, the caution flies again. This time came out of the 77 and the 87. Did not expect to see that happen when it did, but man, it all happened right around here. It looks like something happened with the 77 here. Again. Yeah, something happened here with the 70. Look how slow he is, right? I think he missed the shift. Something happened. Look how much slower he is getting into turn 1 here. Little contact right there is all it took to send the 77 sideways. The 87 sideways from that as well. And then down into each other at a perfect angle there. Make contact up in front of the 97. They get just by. And the 13 got in the back end of Gould and got him sent sideways. We are going to find out what happened with that second crash.
Turns out the 77 took 2 tires on that last stop. That's how we got out.
So everybody else took 4 tires.
77 backed the corner up to keep from running it up the hill and taking somebody else out and got collected from behind.
What a great job by the 14 here. Look at this. You got it right on board with him. We'll back it up even further here, but watch. Getting down to turn 1, just insanity. And Seuss in front of him. He goes to the bottom, gets hit. The 13, he's sideways, gets it going straight again. What an incredible save by Gould, and he definitely knows how to drive sideways. He did it all night long on Monday, so nothing new there. But man, well, this changes things up quite a bit. This is not what the 88 wanted to see, but I think the 88 can hold off the 21. 67, who knows? It's anybody's guess, and time is running out.
Yep, and the 87's going to go ahead and park it, so there won't be a second run to the front for him tonight.
87 coming down pit road, and that'll be that. Unfortunate for Charles Gray. Had a great run happening right there, and there's nothing he could do there. I mean, you saw it. Something really happened with the 77. I don't know if you heard anything over the radio there, but something.
Yeah, he said he was just backing the corner up a lot because he was afraid he was going to push up because he only had right side tires, so he just got to the brakes way earlier than normal.
And that's hard to do. Yeah, I mean, like, you got to anticipate the braking of the guy in front of you, and it's an unfortunate incident for sure.
It's a tough situation because you don't want to lay back off of the guy in front of you because you're never going to get up there and make the pass. But if you stay right on his back bumper, it's very easy to get caught getting behind on your braking and just take the guy out.
So Wes Graham started 12th, up to first right now. He is looking good. He's been down to 12th, but right now he is where it counts right now in the lead behind him. Austin Johnston started 13th, was a rookie last season, and here he is once again, the 21 Lone Star Beer Ford Mustang. And he's been up to the lead today, down to 21st today. Behind him, the 67 Leonard Fodderero started 5th today. He's been up to the lead, held the lead there for a while, been down to 13th, but he's had a good back and forth. And behind him, Brandon Bugg started 9th. He's been up to 4th, and that's where he sits right now. He's been down to 20th as he had that damage and all that earlier on with that incident. Then the 48, Nick Sargent in 5th, started on the pole. He's going to be really trying to do something here in these last few laps. Then you got Joel Brown after starting 24th. He has currently scored 6th. What an incredible run by Joel Brown. The 89 of James Hilton, one of the better races for him, for sure. Started 15th. He's been up to 2nd. We saw that for a while, using that track position, using those pit strategies. And then now he's in 7th. Nick Gould behind him. Started 2nd tonight. And here he is in 8th. Aaron Beaver, after starting 27th, using that track position and different strategy there, he is in the 9th position. Rounding out the top 10, Jeffrey Spells, after starting 19th, will round out your top 10. That's how they all look right now. And lights on the pace car will be out this time by. Will be Green Flag Racing again. And they're running out of time, Tony. They don't have that much. They don't have many more laps to go.
Nope, we were down to 15 to go. Wes Graham's going to choose the outside line on this restart. First leader to take the outside today.
I think that's smart. He's been rolling the middle of the corners really, really well, especially on these restarts. I've been watching him. He's been making a lot of momentum on the outside lane, so I understand it.
I think he also wants to keep that 67 car stuck behind the 21 and not on his rear bumper, so that's a smart move. You got the 81 behind you now instead of the 67. 67 can fight with the 21 and 81 while Wes just runs away.
Absolutely, and yeah, you nailed it. You don't want the 67 behind you. You want him behind the 21. You want that 21 to be slow on this restart, the 67 having nowhere to go. And that's going to be valuable time, especially with this little amount. We're going to be restarting on lap 115, 5 laps to go at the stripe. With Wes the Mesh trying to hold everyone off to get the win again for his 3rd of the season. And the 81 looking to get his first win as well. Everybody hungry up in the top 5.
I'm looking to see that 81 follow the 88 through and take over that 2nd position.
Here they come to the Geico restart zone. 88's the leader, and there he goes. Green flag in the air once again. The 67 jump into the outside of the 21 immediately.
Well, he didn't
Hold
get him
your
trapped
breath.
behind the 21. He got him behind the 81 at least.
Hold your breath here. 67 gets a nice run there. Gets a little loose off the turn. 81, we got everybody getting a little sideways behind him in the 14. And the 88's loving this behind him. He wants the 81 and the 67 to bounce. Really good. There's a 21. Dive bombs it. Almost cleared out the 67 and the 81. 81 makes contact. They're right behind him.
That's going to collect a lot of cars.
A lot of cars involved. It's a parking lot. Favignano's around. He's done.
Yep, Favignano just keyed up on the radio. He is parking it for the night.
Favignano going to park the car after that. This is unfortunate for him. We're going to see what happened here. It happened right around Favignano. We saw that 21 dive bomb it into turn number 3, and there's just not enough there. Look how much faster he is on entry. 67 trying to hold off from hitting it. He gets into the 81. And the 81 getting squirrely, trying to get it wrapped back up again. The 21, here's the dive bomb, holding it in there. And the 81 just maintaining his lane there, coming back down a little bit. And there's a 3-wide situation almost happening right there. With the 21 getting spun by the 67, the 48 of Sargent. This is a giant mess right here. The 67. Nowhere to go right here. Let's look at this. He's sideways in front of the entire field. The 21 up the track into the wall. Looks like James Hilton was able to get through there. Beaver was. Joel Brown. Sargent. Spells even. There's a hit from Gould. He comes down the track right in front of the 55. Trying to avoid it. Nowhere to go. Joe Ogle gets a horrible hit there. And then everybody behind them just hits the brakes and hopes for the best. Good job by the back line there by not creating any more problems there. But the 67's off track. It's taking it behind the wall. 74 will get another lap back here. But, man, this is a different turn of events here.
Couldn't be any better if you're the 88 car, right?
If you're the 88 car, if you're the 81. We saw the 88 and the 81 tonight. They've been so equal as far as how they've been getting through the corners. It could make for a good finish here for sure.
Well, don't sleep on that 43 car. He's made his way up to the top 5, sitting in 4th. He's got the speed. I think he can get up here and do something with these guys.
Tony, it comes down to track position. It comes down to lane choice on this restart. Do you think the 88's going to do it again? I don't. I think the 88's going to take the bottom.
I think you're right. You know, I don't know. Bugs would have an advantage on the bottom if he takes the top, but he's also got to lay back on that start, so maybe that's just enough to let Wes get out there and clear him, and then he's already set up for the entry into turn 1 instead of having to take that shallow entry.
Everybody single file right now will be double stacking next time by. So we should restart this with a green-white checker. And we get 5 attempts? Is that what we have here in this league?
So in this league, they're actually unlimited, but iRacing imposes a 15 attempt limit.
There you go. So unlimited. 15 is what you can have. 15 attempts at a green and white checker.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
We'll be here tomorrow if it takes 15 attempts.
That's actually true. Oh man, but I gotta say, this is not how I thought this race was going to end up. This has been an interesting one for sure.
It's gonna be an interesting drivers meeting because we've had a couple of weeks of really good results and we're kind of getting back to that old style, so it might be interesting.
Keep an eye on everybody behind the 81. The 48 of Sargent had the pole today. Fastest in practice. When it counts, he knows how to get it done. Watch for the dive bomb. The 88 taking the outside, so the 81 will have the inside lane on this restart.
Yep, he's banking on the 81 car laying off for the start so he can get clear of him and have that nice long arc into the turn 1.
Wes Graham, your leader right now, out of turn number 2 on the backstretch. Will be green flag racing next time by. Everybody cleaning their tires off, getting ready to go. We've had plenty of marbles up next to the wall, that's for certain. You see them all over the front of these cars. We will kill the music. We'll be ready to go. Green flag racing once again. Woof! I'm excited.
We just need one lap. That's all we need. Get to that white flag.
Got to get to that white flag. If they cannot get to the white flag, they will have to have the caution come out, restart, restack, green white checker again. They had 15 attempts at that before they call the race. Wes Graham, your control car here on this restart on the outside lane. The 81 of Brandon Buggs on the inside, almost to the guy car restart zone. Green flag in the air. The 88 got a great jump on the 81. 81 jumps up to block the 43. And down into turn 1 they go. Everybody holding on for dear life. Watching back here, Aaron Beaver had a nice outside run there on the 14. They're going to get down into turn 1, but we're watching out front. Brandon Buggs right behind the 88, trying to get it done.
Here comes the 43, looking to the inside of the 81.
The 43 to the inside. Absolutely. Oh, they make contact.
We're going to make it to the white flag, though.
White flag in the air. Next flag will end the race. Everybody going for it. The 48 is Sargent to the outside. Wes Graham absolutely loving what he sees in his rearview mirror. Holding it off.
Oh, we got a big wreck on the backstretch. Oh, they're going to save it. And take the wreck to turn 3.
Wow, wow, wow. The 88 of Wes Graham will win at Gateway. And Worldwide Technology Raceway. There you go.
We're crashing at the start-finish line.
Big crash. A lot of guys involved.
One car.
One car, okay. Just, was it 16?
74.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. The 81 giving a bump on the back of the 88 to congratulate him for his win. What an incredible drive by Wes Graham. He's got to be super happy. And I got to say, after all the wins that he's had those wild card weird race wins. He had the Martinsville win. He had the dirt track win with a lot of cautions. This one, I think the 88's this one's gonna feel good for him.
It's gonna feel just like we had a couple weeks ago. He's gonna come in the driver's meeting and say, "I feel great as a driver, feel bad as an admin." He's gonna really lay into these guys, but he's gonna be happy with this win because he earned this one.
Oh yeah, and Wes Graham gonna burn it down right now, and we're gonna zoom in on that for you.
A couple of weeks ago on the dirt, there wasn't anybody out there really competing with him. This week he had to work for this one. This one wasn't just handed over.
It was a wild race. A lot of cautions early on. We had a little bit of green flag race in there, and then we had another set of green flag racing. Exactly what Wes wanted to see there, and it worked out in his favor. And honestly, that 67 debacle that happened back there where you saw the 21 of Johnston get to the bottom on the dive bomb, run up the track, and then they all just didn't give anybody any inches of room, and that just kind of ended it all there. But it came down to track position and clean air, and the 88 was there to grab it.
And that's going to be a big hit for the 67 car because this season we have no drop week. So when you look at the points picture, that's going to be really painful for Fodorero.
I'm going to refresh it right now. Oh, I don't think it's been updated yet. I don't believe so.
I think the guy that updates the points is doing his Polish victory lap.
Yeah, I think you're right. Wes Graham, admin here at the OCRP iRacing League, alongside Tony here. Gets it done at Gateway. What an incredible, incredible drive. He's got to burn it down again. Come on, Wes. Burn it down again, man. You got to feel good about that win. I think he's done. I think he might be done. Let's go ahead and just back it up here so we can watch him do his burnout again, and we can show you our results here, and then we'll get to the driver interview and the drivers meeting, all that fun stuff. And stick around. We'll even send you guys over to the winners channel here on Twitch so you can congratulate him yourself. Race results right here. Wes Graham gets it done after starting 12th. Brandon Buggs, heartbreaker for him, so close to victory, but he will finish in second. Nick Sargent to third. Joel Brown fourth. Fifth to James Hilton. 6th to Jason Lance, Aaron Beaver in 7th, 8th to Tyler Schultz, 9th to Nick Gould, and round of the top 10 is Robert Bearder. Behind them had Jeffrey Spells, Austin Johnston, Zachary Guzman, Alexander Reno, Donald Underwood, Clayton Cyrus, Isaiah Stevens, Rick Evans, Jonathan Orendorf, Ben Tuttle, and then Joe Ugal. Then we had Ryan Steinhoff, Leonard Fodorero, Kyle Carpenter, Charles Gray, Kyle Cleveland, Mason Pepper to round out the 27 drivers that made the race here tonight. Absolutely crazy. We're going to head over and talk to the winner right now. Stay tuned. All right, we are going to catch up with the race winner, the 88, Wes Graham. Wes, you won at Martinsville out of such a hokey, weird race. You go and get it done at a wild card like Bristol Dirt, but tonight it came down to good racing and making good decisions on pit road. How does it feel to get the win?
Oh, dude, it feels fantastic. If you would have asked me after qualifying, I'd say, we didn't have no chance. This is definitely Foderero's race to win. He dominated all night. But, late race, I took a little bit less fuel on that stop and took 4 tires, tried to free the car up a little bit, and, got lucky that other driver stayed out and ended up getting the lead off of that exchange. And then, you got to play the restarts, So we put the 21 on the inside to kind of, slow the 67 up. And it did end up working. I think he ended up getting wrecked. So, I mean, you feel bad for him, because he dominated. But to get a win here after just an abysmal, practice and qualifying effort. I mean, I still don't understand the track halfway, but understood it good enough to get it done on that green, white checkered, man.
And it showed. We were talking about it in the broadcast about making that lane choice and how big of a decision it is to make that, especially on the last restart that you had, knowing you had a green, white checker coming up. To make that decision to put the 81 on the inside of you, what were you thinking about the 48's chances? But even the 43, which showed so much speed on that last run right there, was that all going through your brain?
Well, it was. I knew just from the previous restart that I wanted the outside anyway. The inside, you had to worry about the outside lane getting a good jump on you, and then you couldn't clear yourself up to get the optimal angle into the turn. So I just thought, might as well just keep it on the inside and let them know. And I was like, we'll just race it out to the end. Hopefully we can everybody makes it in one piece there on that off of that last green, white checkered. And thankfully we got around to that white flag. And after that, and I saw going into one on that last lap, I kind of was a little nervous. I saw him close in a little bit, but I was also kind of being conservative as well, just trying to make sure that the car was underneath of me and make the last 2 laps count.
There you go. Started 12th after not having the best qualifying effort, he said, but he gets it done. Gets the 3rd win of the season. Fantastic run there for Wes Graham. Going to catch up with the 2nd place position of Brandon Buggs. Buggs, well, this one had to be a heartbreaker. You're so close right there. But, going off of what you had on Monday and going into this race saying, I just don't understand this track, what changed between the trucks and the next gen?
Well, surprisingly, the next gens I felt handled better than the trucks here. I know the track temp was about the same, but I was just able to keep that car under me a little bit better than I was the trucks. The rear end wasn't whipping around on me, so I didn't have any trouble under braking. I'm more than happy to finish where I finished. We had a pretty good run up there in the beginning of the race, getting, P5, P6, and then getting all the way back down to 18th. So to come back and get a podium is more than I would have thought. Really good racing tonight with the guys up there, and the 48 and 43 were just so fast. I had to do what I had to do with those last couple of laps to try to just keep them from getting that nose in there and getting that position, because they definitely had pace on me. I didn't have pace for Fodorero or Wes tonight for the win, but P2 is more than I thought was going to happen. So yeah, I had a blast, and shout out to spotter Ryan for helping me out in that race.
There you go. Shouting out Mr. Ryan, that's usually out there on the track as well as crew chief and spotter tonight. We got to talk about that contact early on. These brakes on these cars are non-existent in quotation marks with a lot of you guys that say that and have talked about it. What happened with you in the 74?
Yeah, it was pretty much the instance of that. I didn't realize that everybody's break point was going to be a lot earlier than what I had been practicing for, and when I panic broke and just hit the brakes, it just locked up. Had nothing. Tried to dive it in just to keep it out of them, and we ended up hitting each other. And it seemed like he was picking it up to save it, and then just went sideways on the track. So yeah, not a good moment. I definitely didn't want to dive it in like that and lock him up, but just getting used to everybody's breaking point out there in the early stage of the race.
There you go. Starting 9th and finishes in 2nd. Last driver I want to talk to. I want to talk to Joel Brown too, but I'm sure somebody's going to talk to you. Don't worry, because that was an incredible run. But the 48 of Nick Sargent had the pole today. Dropped, back and forth. It was just kind of a roller coaster day for you. But to get third, how does it feel?
Yeah, no, that was great. Getting the pole was awesome. Being able to just lead a few laps and all that was really, really cool. It was a really fun race. It's probably definitely one of my better races in OCRP for Thursday nights. Yeah, just kind of the last few restarts there, kind of just had the bad luck of starting in wrong lanes, and I just kind of did what I could, and I'm more than happy to bring it home third. And yeah, I'll thank Willy Wonka at his chocolate factory for the support.
There you go. Nick Sargent gets third. I'm going to send it over to you, Tony. I know you got some drivers you want to talk to.
For sure. First guy I got to talk to is Mr. Flow Time himself, man. Joel Dan Brown. Started all the way back in 24th place. Got caught up in every single wreck the first half of the race and wound up front. How the heck did you do that?
Man, this 43 Garnier Fruit Taste WMD designed Ford Mustang, it had the flow tonight. I tell you what, it had the flow. Yeah, we got that in that scuff up with Guzzi there and Orendorf. I kind of went in a little hot on Orendorf at the very beginning, and it just accordion effect with Guzzi there. And yeah, I was hoping to get my lap back early so I could get back up to the front there, but getting through all those cautions was really, really, really difficult. And then trying to figure out everybody else's braking zone that was around me was really difficult as well, because you have to watch the guy in front of you, you got to watch the guy on either side of you, and you got to watch the guy behind you, and hopefully y'all all make it through without running each other over. And that was just battling that all night. But yeah, once we got up to the front there, battling there with Bugs and Sargent and Wes coming to the last lap there, coming to the white flag, I just got way too close to Bugs. I know he was way up onto the wall there, and I just pinged off of him, and I was able to hold it to get fourth, and I'm happy with it, man. We'll see what next week happens at Darlington.
Well, it was a fantastic run. It was great to see you get back up there after all that trouble early in the race, and congrats on a great night. Next guy I want to talk to is the 21 of Austin Johnson. I'd love to hear your take on what happened there in that late caution.
Yeah, I feel pretty bad. And in Foderero's day, I went into turn 3 and hit the brakes, downshifted everything like I had done the first 117, 18 laps, and I was on 2 tires. It kicked sideways, so I was trying to be real easy on the brake to not just spin it in front of everybody, and I thought I was okay, and then I got into Bugs a little bit, and then I think as I was getting into Bugs, trying to get woed up, looked like maybe the 48 got into the 67, and we just kind of accordioned together. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to a big dumb idiot move on my part, but I had a really fast car, better than I thought I was gonna be. But yeah, just kind of a silly, stupid mistake on my part. So feel bad for the guys that I kind of ruined their day.
Definitely a tough break, but you showed some speed running up front, so it was good to see you up there. And Jeff, I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right. Well, we are going to let you guys get the drivers' meeting underway, and we appreciate it. It was an interesting race for certain. Definitely not the outcome we were expecting by any means, but great racing when we did see it for sure. We'll let you guys get to it. We'll see you next time.
All right. Appreciate the broadcast.
Classic.
Yup.
All right, that was Wes right there. I had to give him some some crap for that one, as usual. But gotta say, Tony, awesome race. Appreciate you being up here in the booth these last 2 weeks. I really do appreciate that. Joe Cortez should be back with us next week for the next race. You don't want to miss that, of course, but don't miss out on Mondays. Monday night, twitch.tv/West is where you want to go, which I'm about to send you guys to, because he will be hosting that over there and doing the broadcast for that race. And I drive in that one. So I'm going to send you guys over to Wes. Go congratulate him on a win. I put the wrong thing in there because I'm an idiot. Hold on.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. We figured it out. There it is. Right there. Go show him some love, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.